Hi everyone, I'm back, and today I'm going to show you all how to make beef ribs in the oven. Here's what you'll need. Okay, what you will need is beef ribs, and you can see that I have a rack here that I've had them cut 2 times for me. All right, and this here is a pile of the fat that I've been slicing off, the unwanted fat pieces. And you're gonna have to do that when you have beef ribs. You're gonna have to go through and grab off or cut off the fat that you don't want, because you don't want to digest all of that fat. All right, so I have these ribs here. You will need cracked black peppercorns. I have some beef Maggi Pollo. You all are used to me using the chicken Maggi Pollo, but this one here is the beef. And I have some bone-sucking sauce, guys. You all have heard me before. And I've told you just how much I love to suck on some chicken bones or some rib bones. Well, you know what's funny? I found some bone-sucking sauce, and this stuff right here is to absolutely die for. It's seasoning and rub. So we're going to use this seasoning today as a rub. Now, if you cannot find the bone-sucking sauce, because I found that at my, what am I trying to say, guys? I found that at my meat market that's here in Ohio. If you cannot find this, look for it online. But if not, you can't find it, here's what I want you to do. Go to my how to make barbecued rib video for my pork ribs that I make, and I make my own rub, and you all can use that recipe if you want to use a rub. We're going to use olive oil and apple juice, and you will need some aluminum foil. You will need lime. We're getting ready to clean our ribs. Meet me over at the sink and we'll start to clean our ribs. Okay everyone, we're here at the sink. First thing that I want you all to do is make sure that your hands and your sink has been washed thoroughly, and I want your sink to be impeccably clean. Okay, so we're going to go in, and you need to rinse your meat with cold water and give it a nice rub. Okay, just like so. All right. And then we're going to use lime. If you don't have lime, you can use lemon. And if you don't have lime or lemon, you can use vinegar, salt, and water. And so today we're going to use lime. All right, I'm just pressing in my lime so I can get it to be nice and juicy. Okay, and then I'm going to rub and squeeze. See this? I'm going to squeeze that lime all over my meat. And I'm just going to rub it, just like so. This is how I like to clean my meats. It gets it nice and clean. And honestly, this lime gives it some flavor too, guys. You hear me? You want to do all over. Get the sides, get underneath. Squeeze that juice onto there, just like so. You're going to take some sea salt as well. And put you some sea salt on there, okay? Don't worry about how much you put on there, because you're going to rinse that salt off of there, all right? So don't make that a worry. And then you just go in with your lime and you keep squeezing and you rub that bad boy until you get it nice and clean, okay? We're going to do this the same way, okay? This is how I like to clean my beef. This is how I like to clean my pork, my chicken, my turkey. All right, it gives it a nice flavor and cleans it so well. Like I said, don't make it a worry if you don't have lime or lemon, but make sure you use that vinegar and salt, okay? And then cold water, and you rinse it really good, okay? You can see where I've went in and where I've seen big pockets of fat. I've went ahead and cut those pieces off. Okay, because like I said earlier, we don't want to digest all of that fat. Now, some of the fat that's there that you can't cut off, don't worry about it. And the reason why is because it will render down during the cooking process. And what is render? Render means that fat will honestly just melt away. Okay, and it'll make your ribs nice and juicy, but it'll melt away for sure. Okay, so here's what you need to do. Let's go in and give them a nice rinse. Okay, make sure you get all that salt off of there. Okay, and kind of rub it with your hands just like so. Okay, and we have beautifully cleaned beef ribs. Now what we're going to do, let's come back over to our cutting board. I'm going to show you how to rub these ribs down with our rub, get them set up so we can get these cooking in the oven. I'll be right back. Okay everyone, so what I've done, while I had the video on pause, I went ahead and cleaned my sink out, and then that's not going to be a worry, you know, after we're all done. Our sink is nice and clean and sanitized. So now we're back over here where our beautiful ribs are. I have some, just some kitchen paper towels, okay? And you just want to kind of go in and dab them just like so. Don't get your paper towels so wet to where your paper towel will start to stick to your meat. But just dab the meat just like so, just to get it nice and dried off a bit, okay? Because what I'm getting ready to do is I would like to show you all how to pull this silver skin off of the back of the ribs. Now you might have to put a little elbow grease in there. Those of you that don't know what elbow grease is, it just means you might have to put a little bit of strength in there to tug on to the beef ribs and pull the skin off. Now what I'm going to do, you can use a knife to help get you started. Sometimes it comes off easy, sometimes it'll give you a little bit of a hassle. But if you come down on here, you can see very well. This right here is what we call silver skin. It's some extra skin that you don't need. And if you can actually take this off, you're going to have one nice, beautiful, tender rib. Whether you can do this with pork ribs, you can do this with lamb ribs, and you can do this with beef ribs as well. If it tears, don't make it a worry. No worries in this kitchen, okay? Everything that I do in this kitchen or everything that I make is stress-free. You hear me? Like I said, if it tears, just pull it apart where it tears from. Okay? See this? So you just kind of go in, use a little bit of strength, and pull that bad boy off. If you can get it off, you're successful. And if you just can't get it off, I tell you one thing, don't worry about it. But if you can get it off, you're going to have one nice tender rib. See how it takes some time and some strength and some effort? You can actually use the paper towel, grab a hold of it just like so, and just keep pulling on this bad boy. Okay? See all of this? This is unnecessary skin and fat that you don't want to digest. All right? Sometimes you can like grab this with a knife and just pull away and it'll come right off for you. I'm going to continue to take the silver skin off of the others, and I'll be right back, okay, because this is going to take me some time. Once I get the skin off, everyone, I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I've taken all of the silver skin off. See that? Okay, I've taken off absolutely everything that I can take off. Let me show you this one as well. Okay, now what we're going to do, let's go in with some oil. And this is olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, hey, don't make it a worry. Just use some vegetable oil, and we're just going to rub this meat down, okay? And what this is going to do, this oil will help for your meat to be nice and tender, okay? As well as it will help for the rub the spices to adhere to the beautiful meat, okay? And then we'll go in and put some oil on the underneath side as well, okay? Make sure you have your oven preheated to 350 degrees, because we're going to steam our meat. Okay, we're going to set it in a pan. All right, get this oil all over it, even the sides. We're going to put aluminum foil over the top of our ribs, and we're going to steam it in an apple juice in our rub bath. Okay, and it's going to get nice and tender. Okay, when I say steam it, it's going to bake, but it's going to steam a little bit because you're putting tight aluminum foil on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to start to put our rub on the underneath side. Okay, so what we're going to put on first is we're going to use cracked black pepper. Now the rub that I'm using today, it does have cracked black pepper, but I like to put a little extra, okay? Because I love black pepper. All right? Get you some on there, guys. Don't be afraid to season your meat up, okay? Because you want it to have flavor, and this is a lot of meat. You don't want it to taste unflavored. All right? Let's go in with a little bit of our beef bouillon, which is the Maggi. And this, I said earlier, I said Maggi pollo. But this is not the pollo, the chicken flavor. This is the beef flavor. So excuse me for saying that. Okay? Go ahead and put you some of that beef bouillon flavor on there. Just like this, guys. Get it nice and seasoned. You hear me? Hoo-wee! Oh, yeah. And then that bone-sucking sauce, get it on there, guys. You're going to have your whole family sucking on these bones. You hear me? You asked me for the beef ribs in the oven. Well, here you go. You hear me? And then what I like to do is I just kind of like to do a nice rub, a very gentle rub, because you don't want to rub it off, but kind of pat it down into that oil. Okay? Get it in there. Just like this. These ribs are going to be so flavorful. You hear me? These are going to be some of the best beef ribs you've ever seen before. What I was saying before, you all have probably heard me say this, but I normally don't make the beef because I find that the beef don't have a lot of meat on them. But I was able to find some beef ribs today at my meat market. Excuse me, that I like to go to. And it has so much meat on it, so I was thankful for that. Let's go back in with that cracked black pepper. Just like this. Get you some on there, guys. Just like this. Now this is going to cook in the oven for around about an hour and 45 minutes, up to 2 hours. Because we want to get this nice and tender before we even put our barbecue sauce on. And I haven't showed you all my barbecue sauce because my husband needs to run to the store and grab my barbecue sauce for me. I did shopping this morning. I knew I was making barbecued ribs, but I totally forgot to pick up my barbecue sauce. So he's going to pick me up some. Okay? Here's the beef bouillon that I'm going in with. Make sure you get down in those crevices, just like so. Oh yeah, baby. And then go in with your bone-sucking sauce. It sounds funny, but guess what? It's so tasty. My goodness. Oh yeah. So what I like to do, I'm going to let this seasoning, this rub, soak down into this meat for a good 7 to 10 minutes before we even put this in the oven. I like for it to just sit and kind of marinate down into this meat. And we're going to let it sit, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to encase the ribs in the aluminum foil with the apple juice. All right? So after that soaks for a while, I'll be back and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, everyone, underneath this aluminum foil, I have an aluminum pan that I'm going to use that's around about this high. And you can see that I have 2 sheets of aluminum foil. Here's what I like to do. I like to place my ribs, whether it's pork ribs or whether it's beef ribs, lamb ribs, whatever it is. This is how I like to do it in the oven. Okay? Check me out, guys. All right? Check me out, baby. We're just going to do just like so. And we can put those on top of each other, okay? And then we're going to take apple juice. Apple juice, yes, absolutely. You got to put you some apple juice in there. What happens is this apple juice will steam these ribs and make them so tender. If you don't want to use apple juice, use some type of juice that has pear juice in it. If you've ever used pear juice will also tenderize and give so much flavor. So you put you some in. Don't put it directly on top of the meat because you rinse all of your beautiful flavor off. Okay? So I'll show you exactly how much we have in there. You all can see how much is in there, right? Then we're going to go in. I wonder if I should, let's see, I don't have much room. Let's see. I'll do it just like this. However we do it, just get on there, baby. Let's see, I'll keep it that way. I'm all over the place today, guys. Let's figure it out. Ooh, there we go, perfect. Now, gonna go in, and we want to encase the ribs for steam purposes. And you can see how there's no apple juice running underneath here. That's because we have it nice and sealed so that this can steam. Let's take some extra aluminum foil. We're going to put it right on top in this manner. We're going to tuck it in. Tuck it in so that everything can get nice and steamy and tender. This is going in the oven on 350 for around about an hour and 45 minutes, up to 2 hours. Now I will check this, and then I'll check for tenderness. If it's not tender, I'm going to put it back in the oven. But when it's nice and tender, I'm going to come back and say, okay, the ribs have cooked for this long, let's take them out. In the oven we go. Okay, everybody. Our ribs have cooked for 1 hour and 45 minutes, and they're ready to be sauced. Let's turn over to the ribs, and I'll show you what you're going to do next. Okay, let's reveal these beautiful beef ribs. Beef ribs today at the Young's house, guys. Hey, listen here. If you've never had these before, you better make you some and use this recipe. Look at this. This right here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. And look at that applesauce. That applesauce permeates all through this meat. As it starts to evaporate, it goes all down into this meat and really flavors it. Okay, and don't forget that we put that rub on there. If you're not able to find that same rub that I use, go to my pork rib video and check out how to make my rub, and you can do that. All right, so here's what we're going to do. You want to get a basting brush. If you don't have a basting brush, feel free to use a soft spatula. We're going to go in, let's see. We're going to turn them over on the bottom half side. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So here's what we're going to do next. Let's go ahead. I have a sauce that I love to use. I don't know about you all, but I love me some Sweet Baby Ray's. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put some of the sauce onto our ribs, just like so. Okay, and don't put too much. If there's one thing that I hate, is I hate a over sauced rib. I like for my ribs to be saucy, right? But I don't want them to have too much sauce on them, right? So what you do when you make it yourself, you can control how much sauce you put on there, okay? Just like so. Look at this. And just mop that beautiful sauce on there. Any type of sauce that you like, then that's the type of sauce that you use. Okay? Just like this. Absolutely. And always do the bottom part first. All right? Because you want the top to be nice and beautiful. Go ahead and do that bottom part first. I hope you all are enjoying this video. There's so many of you that were looking for a beef rib video, and here we are today. And it makes me feel so good, guys. It makes me feel so good when you all request something and I finally get around to making it, because I know that I'm making someone happy. So here you go. Look at this. Guys, listen here. I could eat these ribs just like this, right? Aren't they beautiful? My goodness, they're beautiful. And even wipe the sauce onto those bones. Absolutely. Why not? And make sure you get the sides just like this. Get those sides, get those bones, because I like to eat all that sauce off of those bones, guys. My word. Okay, so over here, I've made a pot of baked beans. That's what we're going to have along with our ribs tonight. Let's go ahead and turn our ribs over just like so. And then we'll do the top side as well. Now, one thing I want you all to know is the juice that we had in the bottom of the pan, I went ahead and drained it, okay? I got that nice and drained because you don't want to set your ribs back into that juice, okay? These ribs have to be nice and dry. The apple juice has done its job. Boy, oh boy, and I tell you one thing, I tasted a piece of this rib, and listen here, some flavor. Flavor if you never had it before in these ribs. And look at that meat. My goodness. These look like dinosaur ribs, don't they? Put you some on there, not too much. And we're going to continue with the same process on this side. And then what I'll do is I'll take these ribs off of this aluminum foil, and then I'm just going to put the ribs onto my aluminum pan that I have under here. We're going to turn this back in the oven on 375, okay, for around about 10 minutes. And then we'll take them out of the oven and we'll baste them again with sauce. Now, it all depends on, I usually decide if I'm going to baste the ribs 2 or 3 times. We'll just see how they look. If I feel like they're saucy enough, then I'll just do 2. If I feel like they need a little bit more sauce, then we'll do 3. It's really up to your discretion, okay? Really up to your discretion. I'm just going to put a little bit more, and these bad boys are going right in that oven. Ooh-wee, look at these ribs. My goodness. Oh, yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about, right? This right here will win anybody over. You trying to win somebody over, or just please them and make them nice and happy? Make them some beef ribs right in your oven. Hey, you don't have to have a grill to cook these. You can cook them in the oven and they're going to taste just as well. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to press the pause button and I'm going to take the ribs off of here and just set them down into here, and I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, I've taken the aluminum foil off of my pan, and we're going to put our ribs back on here. Get these in the oven for 10 minutes on 375, and then that'll set the barbecue sauce that we have already on there. And then, after we take them out, we are going to baste them again. And that's when we'll decide if we need a third basting. Okay? Look at this, guys. Oh my goodness. This right here. Hoo-wee. You should see my kids and my husband looking at this. I mean, they're looking at this like they cannot wait to sink their teeth down into this slab of ribs. Now, like I said, beef ribs is not something that I make a lot, but boy, do they look good. Okay, let me fix my camera, guys. Get a good picture down in there. Oh, yeah, baby. And now, here's the thing. From here, don't you put no more aluminum foil. I'm rinsing my hands off, everyone, okay? Getting that sauce off of my fingers. Don't put no more aluminum foil on, because what will happen if you were to do that, your sauce will thin out and it'll be really watery, and you don't want that. Let's get this in the oven 10 minutes, and when we take it out and baste it, I'll be back. Okay, everyone, it's been 10 minutes. Let's put just a little bit, just a little tiny bit, okay? And then we're going to cook the second sauce on here for around about 7 to 10 minutes as well. Everything should get nice and beautifully crusted onto these ribs. And you have beef ribs cooked in the oven 101. Absolutely. Listen here, guys. If you all enjoyed this video, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click on that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload one of these awesome recipes. Absolutely. Why not? This is going in the oven, and I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, our barbecued beef ribs are done. I can hardly wait. Let's see what they look like. Voila! Here's what they look like. Let me grab a fork so I can slice down in here. I need the fork so I can hold on to them. Let's just, woo, that pan is hot, guys. Oh my goodness. Let's come right here. You all that know me, you know I'm left-handed. I'm just gonna slice right down here. Woo, where do I wanna slice? Okay, let's just go right at it, guys. Just go right at this bad boy and slice down, and it's gonna be nice and tender. Remember, we cooked that for 1 hour and 45 minutes, and then it cooked even longer because we had to baste our sauce on. My goodness, listen here. Listen here. You all wanted this? Well, here you go. Beef Ribs 101, check it out. You hear me? Listen, guys. Hey, I didn't come to play today. I came to make some beef ribs for all of you that's been asking me. Gina, please, please, will you make some beef ribs? Here you go. I can't stop licking the sauce off the side. Tariq, is that you leaving? Who's leaving? Look at this, guys. Look at this. My goodness, let's dig in. God bless this meal. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for letting me be able to prepare such a beautiful meal. Thank you, Lord, for blessing over me and my family and taking care of us. Please forgive us for our sins. We thank you for the roof over our head and the food that you feed us and the love that you give us, Lord. Let's totally dig in. Amen. Woo-wee! Look at that bad boy. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I have to grab it. Oh, it's too hot. But I want to see what I want to do. I want to hold this whole mammoth up for you. Look at this. Beautiful. Now that's a good picture. Isn't that perfectly done, guys? Beautiful. If you've never made this before, make you some. Make you some for sure. Okay? Now, love you too. Love you. Be careful.
Oh, that food looks good.
Love y'all. Y'all want a piece of rib?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, everyone. I'm sorry. My 2 oldest boys, they just left. And look just how fast these ribs leave out of here. Do you all see that? They're gone. But let's taste this, guys. Oh, my goodness. I'm going in. I'm going to get my fingers dirty. Woo, but they're so hot. Look at this, guys. Give this a taste. Let me know what you think. You wanted some beef ribs? Here you go, baby. Oh, yeah. I'm going in, guys. Mm. 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 Oh. Mm. 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 Oh my goodness. I really have to sit down and enjoy this. I'm going to end this video right here. And as always, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night. You all better take your last bite here because I'm getting ready to turn this video off. Good night. I love you all. Good night. Man, is that good? I'm about to tear this bone up.